Can I say something?
Of course, brother, of course.
I just think that the world's been going downhill ever since women have been asking for equal rights.
Women
I don't
of
know.
what?
Have been asking for equal rights.
100%. It's good you said that.
I just feel like ever since then, there's been like an increase in mental health, like issues. Just the world overall has been going downhill, and it needs to stop. But I don't know what's going on with like Cardi B and Offset, but I'm on Offset's side. Like the reason why he cheated was because obviously she wasn't enough. She wasn't doing enough, and yeah, that's all I have to say. Like he's not wrong
You're
for
spitting
whatever he's
facts.
done.
Because I remember that. Because I remember there was a time in society where women didn't have equal rights to men. Like they didn't have the right to work and the right to a bank account and the right to inherit all this money and the right to go and become all these erotic dancers and stuff like that. And that was 100% a better day because the women submitted to men. The men were protecting and providing, and the household carried on. But nowadays we've gone into this slippery slope, this black hole of cheating and hookup culture that women are doing. Because women are the leading cause of hookup culture. Because they are literally the ones handing it out to the men that don't want, like the men that they honestly don't hate. The men that they hate, they hand it out to. Because it's all about how a woman feels. They don't even care about, like women care about their emotions more than they do their children.
Facts.
Literally. Their emotion is their baby. Like their emotions is the person they're married to. So what makes you think you're going to come in the way of what she has with her emotions? That's honestly all it is.
They're slaves to their emotions, my brother. It's actually sad.
Literally.
You gotta be careful with that, man. It's an evil world we live in.
Literally. And a lot of men, like you have to blame the men because the men ain't put women in check these days. They let them do anything. Because it's honestly like a dog. When you have stray dogs and dogs biting all over the place and doing all rubbishness, it's because the owner didn't tell them sit. Or the owner didn't put the leash or the muzzle on. So now we translate this back to our society. We ain't put no muzzle on and no leash on no more. Now they're stepping all over the place. That's my whole view on it.
That's true. Spreading diseases as well. Like, that is dangerous.
Spreading all the disease.
Yeah.
Because women are the ones, the leading cause of hookup culture. The ones who are spreading most of the diseases are women. Because a lot of these women have these diseases. Like, there's this weird thing that women have called thrush. Right? And a lot of women, they try and do this excuse like, it's pH balance and this and that. But the point is, it's because you're just dirty. That's all it is. It's that you're not cleaning down there. That's why you've got thrush. Like, that's how simple it gets. Honestly, and when women recognize that, then a lot of better things will come. Literally. Because you don't just get thrush if you're a clean, hot girl. Hot girl don't get thrush. If only the grimy things that are, you know what I'm saying, that are doing their thing and they're all over the place. These are the girls that are getting these diseases and conditions and issues.
You know, I just wanted to address something, host, in the comments. I see a lot of gal talking about hormones. You do know men have hormones too, right? Like, I hope you ladies understand that. Like, with all due respect, hormones, yes, they play a part in this thing, but you need to nip it in the bud. You need to have a bit of control. I keep hearing ladies say hormones. It's a bloody excuse. Because the same way you have hormones, men have hormones too. Some of you have little boys, and I guarantee you they wake up with morning glory every day. And that's out of their control. So a strong man is someone that can exhibit self-control. And a powerful woman is a silent one. But more time, girls just cry out for help and they're always the victim. This is why accountability is attractive, right? And women are attractive to men with emotional intelligence because someone with emotional intelligence will acknowledge when they're in the wrong and give a genuine apology. The sort of apologies I hear from women is like, I'm sorry you feel that way, But I'm thinking, you're not sorry for the disrespect. You're not sorry for the offensive words. You're just sorry for how I feel. I say,
Even a quick point like on that is like a lot of women, like I've had a lot of women, they'll like I have a civil discussion with them, they'll apologize for misconstruing my point, then literally because they don't feel like they did wrong, they'll take back their apology. So that shows a lot. But you know, what else was you gonna say, brother?
Agreeing with that, I just wanted to address that hormone comment, because ladies seem to think that they're the only ones that have hormones. Like, I would love one of you to have maybe an injection or an overabundance of testosterone running through your system, and then tell me how it makes you feel. Do you know what I'm saying? We're powered by different things. Ladies have estrogen, men have testosterone, right? So when ladies keep talking about, hormones, they're not the only one. Like, it's ridiculous at this stage. Like, I'm sure all the man them here, including myself, can vouch, saying if it's not every night, it's every other night, right? They wake up with morning glory. But it doesn't mean we go out doing X, Y, and Z. We have to control it. But for the ladies, you get pandered, you get coddled, and you get a lot of sympathy. And thus, subsequently, I think it's bad behavior, because when you have people just saying, oh, they're there, and oh, it's not your fault, how are you ever going to learn? This is why, respectfully, I say single women give the worst advice, right? And we know that misery loves company. Just like you were saying, host, right? There's a lot of ladies that were probably in Cardi's ear saying, leave him, you deserve better, and you could do better. And that's the case with you ladies. A lot of you think the grass is greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it. And many of you expect your man to be fully assembled. You want the jigsaw puzzle complete, and you're not willing to build. This is what separates the women of today from the women of old. They would help their men build it from the ground up, which is why the men took honor and pride in marrying them, giving them a seed, giving them the surname. Now women are just entitled. So when are you taking me out? When I hear dumb shit like that, I'm like, next. Sometimes you might even compliment.
When are you taking me and my child out?
Right. Sometimes you might even compliment them, right? And then they'll say stuff like, I wonder who else you've said that to. And I'm like, next.
When are you cash apping me? When you call a woman beautiful these days, all right, here's my cash app.
Who else have you called beautiful?
Literally. And even you made a good point, right? About the grass being greener on the other side, because it has this delusional mindset that women think that they're the prize, that they can do better. Because when you're a virgin woman, you can definitely reach higher. You have prospects now. But once you've given it away to a guy, you've been living this lifestyle, I'm sorry, your value goes down, your prospects go down, you cannot do better. Once you've had a child for a man, you cannot do better. And we're living in the West, I'm considerate. And once your body count is over 3, you definitely can't do better. So it's like, and you're likely, and what I mean by that is that your likelihood goes down. That's all I'm saying. But, they'll try and cancel me for that one. Do you know what I mean?
Man, them, man. Listen, the thing is, I love the gal, them, right? But we got to call out bad behavior for what it is, man or woman, right? And a lot of these ladies, they're bad decision makers. They're very bad decision makers, poor choices, and they're usually led by their feelings and how I feel, and let's go with the flow. I think that's like the worst advice you can do. Go with the flow. Like, time is precious. Forget about the money you spent, right? It's the time that is precious. All this going with the flow stuff, that just shows uncertainty. You need like a clear direction and purpose, a goal. But many of you gamble and you're like, yeah, I'm seeing this guy. When that doesn't work, you see someone else and then you say, men are trash. But you need to look at the sort of woman you are, because at the end of the day, we are what we attract. And I hear a lot of girls saying that. So I'm like, okay, if your dude cheated on you, what does that say about you? Right.
If men are for yourself. Go ahead, my bad.
Hang on, I've got another one. The live in the moment vibe.
Spot on there, is it Nola? You're spot on, because that is a lot of guilt. And this is why I say, like, feelings, they change. And I agree with what the host was saying. Like, women aren't falling in love with the man and his innate qualities and, what he has to offer. They just fall in love with the lifestyle and the provision he can give. I've heard girls on a platform be like, oh, do you make £100,000 a year? Do you make you're not a high value man? And respectfully, ladies, if you think that, you know, masculinity equates monetary values, then you have no idea what masculinity is. And I fear for some of your young boys. I hear a lot of the gal them saying it's men that are this, it's men that are that, and men this, but a lot of them were raised by single mothers. Right, they created them. So at least, ladies, acknowledge that, because all these high school shooters and all these guys that, you know, have like emotional dysregulation, they come from single mother homes. Right,
and Cardi B's son, he's coming from a single mum, and you know what it is? She chose to breed with Offset, so we know that single motherhood is predominantly women's fault, right? And let's break it down. She's got a son now, so she's gonna be telling her son, right? It's either she's gonna make her son a simp, and then he's gonna get his heart broken, and then Offset's gonna give him some advice, or Offset's just gonna teach him off rip. You've got this money. Give a girl $100, because a lot of these girls, they'll do it for $100. And even in this live, there's a lot of $100 girls. Do you get it? So look at the men you're creating because you wanted to sleep with a cheater, quote unquote. Because you don't want to call him a cheater. And you encourage this behavior. These are literally the men you want, and then you're trying to say he's a cheater. And a lot of you girls in this live who are trying to condemn him for cheating, you probably had your eyes on Cardi B's man, and you have your eyes on your friend's man, and you would sleep with your friend's man, but you're gonna say, oh, these men are trash, they're cheating, this and that. But who was freeing it up? Literally, not the men, but those females.
And you know, host, just to add further on to what you said, like, I think a lot of men show patience and tolerance, right? Because I remember having a live like a couple months ago, and the image was a woman saying, I'm not in the mood tonight. And a man was saying in the caption, it's been 3 weeks. Notice the difference there. Men love, right, with duty, honor, and obligation. As much as love is a feeling emotion, it's a choice, right? And I think a lot of these ladies push men outwards. Like, don't get me wrong, if the dude cheats, that's on him, right? Because God gave us free will. But what the ladies do is they facilitate things, and then they go off playing the victim. And when you ask a lot of these men, because I'd love to interview their exes, all I hear is like the victim story from a lot of women. I guarantee you, if you ask their exes, a lot of them were patient. They were probably like, yeah, she didn't give me no nookie. What did you want me to do? Do you get it? Now, I'm not condoning or endorsing cheating or saying it's right, but a lot of these ladies do not clock the part that they play in. It's always about how they feel. Imagine if a man turned around and said, do you know what? Do you know what, Bonnet? I'm not in a mood. I don't feel like working this month. You can pay the bills. Guarantee the woman would leave. Guarantee the woman would leave 100%. But more time, men have to be patient. If the girl's not in the mood, X, Y, and Z, he just bites his tongue. But then the question is, how long can you not be in the mood for, right? Because it's women that push for monogamy. Women are the ones that want exclusivity, and they want a man to commit to them. And what I will say is, like the host was saying, if you carry on saying you're the prize and you're the table and yada, 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 and you treat yourself like an accomplishment, best believe that man them will cheat and skeet once they've accomplished you. Because I don't understand. When you ask a woman, elaborate, what do you mean by I'm the prize, I'm the table? They'll just say, me, I'm a woman, I give life. No, you carry life. We give life. You know, these little seeds are in our nut sacks way before they're in your womb. To the degree that we produce millions, if not billions, of tiny little swimmers, whereas the gal them ovulate, through the menstruation cycle once a month, right? And we all know what hitting the wall means. And I think there's a huge delusion going on with women of today. They keep calling themselves the prize, and they say, I don't do things for guys, I do things for myself. Fine, let's hold you to that. If you do things for yourself, you're in competition with other women. Because when I work on the door, right, in security, I see the gal I'm looking the same. Cleavage, tuntun shorts, belly piercings, it's all the same. So when you're out here saying you're not doing it for a guy and you're doing it for yourself, my argument is, does that mean that, the more skin you show, it makes you attractive, or you believe that it makes you attractive? If it does, then it just means you're really insecure. And I don't care what anybody says, because when we look at a lot of these girls want to say that they're God-fearing and then they believe in God X, Y, and Z. Look at Virgin Mary. When the hell have you ever seen her twerking? When the hell have you ever seen cleavage? When the hell have you ever seen any of this madness that these girls today are purporting? To the degree I've heard women saying, I'm twerking for my ancestors. Astaghfirullah, I'm twerking for
They try to do this stuff that, in Africa they were twerking. Like, in Africa, they were doing it and they were rising up spirits. And that's why they did it. But you lot aren't rising up spirits and casting spells, so you lot know what you're doing. That's all out. I even had another point I forgot, low key, but because it was in relation to something you said. Because, like, Commander, what was you saying?
What, my brother?
There was something earlier you said. It was to do with these females. Yes, Virgin Mary.
Yes.
A lot of these girls, right? Like, literally so many religious girls, I try and always ask them, you know Virgin Mary, right? Why don't you try to be more like her? And they always try and run away from the point. They always run away from it. They never say it head on. Like, because when Cardi B and these girls do these stupid little hairstyles, every black girl has the hairstyle. Every black girl has Yagi World. As soon as Stefflon Don has it. But you seen Mary wearing that veil and you ain't want to put it on.
Right.
And that's one thing that I never understood.
Well, on, my brother. You're spot on, because when you bring out that card, there's not much they can say. They'll say only God can judge. But yet, they're the same women judging men. And let me add this, right? I hear when women say, if you're a broke man, you shouldn't date women X, Y, and Z. No problem. But that means you have no right to tell a man who's financially stable that he can't deal with multiple women. Because when we look at, like, you know, the Bibles, the King Solomon's, the King David's, many of these people, they had several wives.
Preach.
Right, and this ain't me trying to like sound horrible or say nothing, but at the end of the day, it's like, I think some of you ladies are selfish, because many of you share men anyway. You share men via baby dads. Some of you have kids from men that already have 3 baby mums, and then you're competing with the other mom saying, you don't take care of your kid. But you just set yourself up for failure. So what I say to the woman is, like, you're better off being a second wife than a side piece. But the female ego kicks in and she says, do you know what? If I'm not number one, I don't want anything. So then I ask, why are you getting pregnant before marriage? Or why are you keeping a kid from a man that showing evidently he doesn't want to be with you?
Yeah, at the end of the day, that's why we have those clinics available. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like,
Hey, woman.
Oh.
You know, when you're up here, don't promote that rubbish.
My bad.
Don't promote that garbage. Like, just say your point on the topic.
So we're talking about.
No, I agreed with everything he said. I thought it was like absolute facts. So.
Thank you.
Wait, are you Irish?
You're
You're
not
Irish,
be
right?
talking about the clinics I think you're talking about.
Wait, GT, are you Irish?
Yeah, I'm Irish. Yeah,
Oh, you're from like Dublin or something, or Belfast?
Dublin. Yeah.
Oh, cool. But yeah, man, like,
What are you munching on?
like having some chips in it.
Okay.
Like, yeah, man, like.
Yeah, so I just think all of these ladies, they expect too much. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like they're not, they really think they're it, but they're not. They expect too much from like their situations. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like, as a woman, even if the guy is a deadbeat, you should be taking care of him and everything.
All right, miss.
Yeah.
So don't quit your day job. Like, if you're gonna come up here, talk about the topic seriously, please.
Oh, I'm
like,
so
I know you're
serious.
trying to do this comedy act for the girls that get it. If you get it, you get it.
I don't know what you're talking
We're
about.
here to be serious. So if you're not gonna be here and be serious, then please just skedaddle.
No, but why do you think that though?
I can tell, bro. I wasn't born yesterday. If you're not gonna be serious on the topic, get out of here.
I'm genuinely serious.
You're not.
No, I've been listening. I was listening into everything that was like
Miss.
you were saying. And I agree.
What do you think of the topic?
Like I said, I was like listening into everything you guys were saying, and I completely agree with you guys. Like, at the end of the day, like, it's just your turn. Like, girls, yeah.
Yeah, take that stuff back to, like, you know, whatever they do, like, to the leprechauns or something.
When you was talking about clinics, you better not have been talking about abortions.
Yeah, don't even play. Don't even listen to her, man.
Yeah.
When she's
That's why.
talking
That's
about
what. And you see one
past
thing. That's
experience.
why I don't like black people from Ireland. They're very weird. Like, I really don't like those people. Like, they're so corny and weird. And I've been showing you those Irish black people. They're off. There's something off about them.
You know, when we speak
Yeah,
generational
I'm Irish.
curses, host, right? It's like, I want the gal to like just think carefully, like, don't be the common denominator. Break the generational curse. How many women leave their men? And in these times, the men bless you with beautiful children. Some of you have been waiting for a beautiful daughter or a beautiful son. Guess where that came from? The man's not through the will of God. We carry their X and Y chromosome. So when women are like, we don't need men, some of you are, you know, you do anything to have a daughter. So God bless that man that gives you that. You know, some of these ladies hate their baby dads, but they look at their child and they love their child. They're like, oh my
Look
God.
like the baby dad.
Right. And the youth looks like the baby dad. So what I just see is a lot of subservience and a lot of selfishness, a lot of solipsism. As long as the woman feels good, that's all that matters. And it's such a shameful behavior because at times it's detrimental to the kid. From it becoming our child, it now becomes my child. And when I hear them things there from women, I'm like, nah, you're one of them gal there. You're one of them gal there. I carry this, I did that. But guess who blessed you with the seed? I say no more.
Because the women are made in the image of man, men are made in the image of God. And this is the whole thing. When that man gives you his seed, he's giving you your image. So you come from your father in the grand scheme of things. So it's his image that he's putting into the woman. So like the man's the leader. It's he has more rights to say it's his child, but we never do it. It's always the woman saying, come get your child. Like, sorry, they're like, don't do this to my child. But when it's time to pay for the child, it's all of a sudden your kid. And it's only your kid when it's time to pay for it. That's one thing about these girls, man.